This part of the video shows you how to insert and set up a repeating table. It's a more complex kind of control, something that will let an employee type as many itemized expenses as they incurred. Click outside the table and press Return twice. Insert a 1x2 table. Make it a uniform width. Give it a heading. Scroll down, then click and drag a repeating table. Instead of binding a control to one field like you've been doing, this time bind the control to a group of fields, itemized expenses. Binding a control to many fields one time is why you use groups. Go to its properties. Define the group as a repeating group, which means that it can hold a user-defined number of entries. Click Next. Now choose the fields you want to be in the repeating table. But don't add line total. This video will explain line total's use in this form a little later. And there's the repeating table. Format the labels. Since the amount field is going to collect dollar amounts, set it up to only accept numbers with 2 decimal points. Right-click the amount text box and choose Text Box Properties. In Data Type, choose Decimal Double. Then click Format. Click Currency. In Decimal Places, choose 2. Change Expense Type to a drop-down list, and I'll add some choices to it. Now change Reimburse to a checkbox. Format the table. Save your work. Next, set up the repeating table to capture and show the total cost of all itemized expenses. To do that, you need to add a footer row to the table by right-clicking Repeating Table and going to its properties. Click Display in this Properties dialog box and select Include Footer. Now you have a footer row where you can insert a field that can calculate the total cost of itemized expenses. Remember that you didn't add the line total field to the repeating table? That's because you're going to set it up to do work behind the scenes. It needs to multiply the number entered in quantity by the number entered in amount. So go to Line Total's Properties. Click the Formula button. Click Insert Field or Group. Choose Quantity. Type an asterisk to indicate multiply. Click Insert Field or Group. Choose Amount. The formula displays for multiplying the number entered in quantity by the number entered in amount. Click OK. Save your work. Now for every new expense an employee enters, there will be a line total for that expense. Because this is a repeating table that lets employees enter as many items as necessary, There will be as many line totals as number of items entered. For example, if Amanda enters 3 items and for each item a quantity and an amount, behind the scenes, WebForms will capture 3 line totals. Next, you need to set up the expense total field to add all the line totals. Click the Function button. Click Insert Function. You need this field to add all the line totals, so choose Sum. Double-click here to enter the field that you need to be added. Choose Line Total. Now the default value for expense total will always be the added sum of all line totals. Now add expense total to the form. This time drag and drop the field itself. Give it a label and make it right justified to make the form easier to read. Save your work.